2 people killed in a crash. One of your best friends was one of, I mean, so you open up about these really difficult moments.
Right. Yeah, it's hard. You know, the Bible says that a good man will leave an inheritance for their children's children. I think that's Proverbs 13:22. And a lot of us think of that as, you know, money, resource, things like that. But I think legacy is inheritance, is what wisdom, what knowledge can I pass on to my children's children's children? And I remember going into this this idea of this whole thing years ago, probably 10 years ago. My dad would, up to about 10 years ago, my dad would come home from Guatemala, and my mom would sit there, and they tell us all these stories, myself and my brothers, on a Monday morning when we're meeting for prayer. And they'd say, well, I'd say, how'd your week go when you guys were in Guatemala? And he'd tell us these stories. One day I asked him to wait afterward. And I said, Dad, I said, have you ever written these down? I said, for, you know, your grandkids or the next generation. And he goes, no. And I go, you really need to write them down, create a book, do something. And what I love about coming into this video is sometimes it's hard to express in a book what you're trying to say in a facial expression. Like you said, you see a lot of the raw emotion. You see a lot of that in the video that you normally don't get in a book. You know, even I've written a book, and we'll talk about that later again. Not to plug. But I'm just joking. But I thought about that with books versus video. And that's what we love about this project is you get to see the real heartbeat of someone, whether they made a mistake and we're like, oh, we made a mistake, or that's what I learned in that mistake, and this is what I would suggest you guys do. And that was our heartbeat of this video, is so that in generations to come, as the company's still here, is they understand what foundations did we build on, what was our dreams, and you're going to have your own dreams, but what can we impart to you so you can take on and be successful for yourself?
What's beautiful is that there's so many, you know, things to take away from the video. You know, there's so many little pieces along the way, but it only takes one thing to change somebody's life.
That's right.